What's up, guys? It's Adam here, aka Anticenaguy, episode 8 of Anticenaguy. Just looking at some of these great questions you guys have left me on episode 7. Compared to other episodes, I didn't get many questions this time on episode 7. But hey, that's cool. You know, like I said at the very beginning when I made this video, I'm not trying to be Mr. Popular on here. You know, I'm not trying to become the #1 YouTuber, or I'm not trying to become, you know, Mr. Popularity here on the internet. So the fact I've only got 5 questions on this episode doesn't disappoint me. You know what I mean? You know, I just put it down as people not having time, or you know, my channel isn't that popular. You know, hey, I'm not putting myself down. You know, compared to other episodes in the past, I've had a lot more questions. But on this episode, I've only had 5 questions. So hopefully we can get this show up and running again. But like I say, I'm not offended one little bit that I didn't get as many questions as previous to the other episodes. It is what it is, so I accept that. The first question from MovieFan2340 says, who is a horror icon you'd love to see Art the Clown fight that is not Freddy Krueger? Well, David Howard Thornton, who plays Art the Clown, was asking the exact same question. And he said he'd like to go up against Ash. And I would have to say that would make perfect sense, you know. So I agree with David Thornton. Ash would be a great guy to go up against Art the Clown. 2 chainsaw guys going at it would be a fucking epic movie for a horror movie. It would be really interesting to see a crossover with Art the Clown and another horror character. But yeah, if I had to choose, I'd have to probably say Ash, because I've both got chainsaws, and the headlines of that fight would seem awesome. Ash versus Art, you know, or Art versus Ash, you know. So it would be very interesting to see that movie come about. So yeah, that would be my pick: Art the Clown versus Ash. Next from LHS Studios says, hi Adam, have you ever heard about the upcoming Halloween game, and will you play it? Yeah, why not? I'm a big fan of Halloween, Michael Myers, and if they're making a video game out of it, why not give it a try? I mean, I don't know what time I'll have time to play it, because like I said, I'm a very busy guy. I'm a businessman and machine operator at the same time. I'm a property landlord, so plus I live alone, so there's a lot of things to do around the house. So whatever time I get to play video games, I don't know. But I still play GTA Online. You know, that's my favourite game, and I can't wait for GTA 6 to come out next year. But in regards to horror games, I've not really played any for a long time. I suppose the last horror game I played was the Resident Evil games. But the Halloween game, I will give it a try. You know, and hopefully it will be a really great game. Next from Charlie Comicam, KJ7XU says, the Ask Anticenaguy Season 1 theme from the older coaches, what I mentioned with the guitar music in the background. Just wanted to know what song it is. Yeah, I think I know what song you mean now from the Ask Anticenaguy theme. I'm actually going to play it on Season 2, because if it's the one I'm thinking about, what I'll do is I'll play it on Season 2 of Ask Anticenaguy, and if that is the right one, then I'll be able to tell you the name of it. But I just can't picture it at the top of my mind at the moment what the name of the song is. But I do have the song on my hard drive, and I will upload it on Season 2 of Ask Anticenaguy. And if that is the one, then I'll be able to tell you what it is. Thanks for sending that in. Next from Gareth Storer says, hi Adam, would you review video games? The problem is reviewing video games is that they'll be very long reviews. If you notice, when I review movies, for about 15 minutes long, you know, but for video games, by the time we've talked about the storylines, the gameplay, the likes and the dislikes, the improvements, the disadvantages, the advantages, and talking about video games, that would take at least an hour or 2 long to make. You know, over an hour to make. So, reviewing video games, it's never something I've really been interested in. I might do a mini review on video games in the future, but to do a proper review, I like to do like a really good job of it. So, who knows what the future holds? I might review video games one day, and if I do, then I'll let you know about it. Thanks for sending that in. Next one, Wrestling9899 says, what are your thoughts on John Cena retiring? Or do you not care, as you hated him back in the day? Do you think he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame? The thing is with wrestling, as a wrestling fan, I'm older and wiser now. Yeah, Yes, I had a lot of hate for John Cena, hence why I'm called Anticenaguy. I still call myself that name to this very day, but it's not because I hate John Cena, right? I've never hated John Cena as a person. The reason why I hated him so much back in the day was because he kept on winning all the time. And my favourite idol and wrestler of all time is Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I thought John Cena was the complete opposite of him, because Austin is absolutely everything what I see in a wrestler. He's a badass, the way he walks, the way he moves, the way he talks, the way he does his badass wrestling ability and all that kind of shit. It was like he defined what a wrestler should be. But with John Cena, he was like this superhero coming to life character who kept on overcoming the impossible, winning after match after match after match, and he held the title for too long, and I just wanted to see him drop the title. So when he was beating all my favourite wrestlers, and he was beating wrestlers who were better than him, it pissed me off. And I used to enjoy hating John Cena. I used to go to the events holding up Cena sucks signs. I used to chant Cena sucks, and my hatred for John Cena when I was young was very high. But now that I've got older and wiser into wrestling, I understand what wrestling is about now. And in my opinion, to hate on a wrestler or that you don't even know in person is kind of stupid. I don't see the point in hating somebody unless you've got a really good excuse to hate somebody. And I've got no excuse to hate John Cena. You know what I mean? But he was just my favourite wrestler who I liked to boo every week, if that makes sense. He will definitely be a Hall of Famer someday. How can you not? He's a 17-time world champion. He's accomplished pretty much everything in WWE. He deserves respect. I'll give him that. For everything that he's accomplished and everything that he does. I mean, at least he shows up every day and he's a hard worker and all that kind of thing. So I don't hate on him anymore, compared to what I did when I was younger, when I didn't understand too much about wrestling. But like I say, I'm older and wiser now, so I understand John Cena, I understand wrestling a lot more. And I have to admit, WWE is not going to be the same when he retires. It'll be strange not seeing him around. But I'm not the biggest wrestling fan like I used to be either. Because I'm an Attitude Era guy, and the Ruthless Aggression Era was also up there with the Attitude Era, and it's just not the same like it used to be. But I'll have to make a proper video on that someday. And that's the episode of Ask Anticenaguy, everybody. Like I say, I only got asked 5 questions, but like I say, I'm not trying to be Mr. Popular or anything like that. I'm not offended at the fact that I didn't get so many questions compared to last time. If you've got anything you want to ask, anything you want to say, leave them in this episode, and then when it comes to episode 9, I'll be able to answer them there. But thanks for watching this, everybody. Thanks for all your support, and we'll see where we go from here. Take care. Bye.